Good evening, everybody. Andy again on the Lawson Farm. I'm just going to kind of give you a heads up on what's going on around here. It's been another cold day. It hadn't got above 34 degrees all day. I kind of feel like I scored on something today, so got me motivated to make a video. Well, first off, I'll show you one little thing right here. Yeah, y'all know I do a lawn care business on the side. Went in the pawn shop today after going into the DMV to get the license for my truck renewed. Had this Echo 2620 weed eater on the shelf. It's pretty much like brand spanking new. Had it listed for $135. I don't know if any of you guys know or not, but this is a at least $350 weed eater, and so I couldn't help myself. I had to buy it, but you know, it'll be put to use for sure. But the other score I made, and I actually got him talked down to 125 as a matter of fact, but just always makes you feel good when you do that. But anyways, the other score I made, I've got an old 4000 Ford SU tractor over here, and I'm kind of wanting to do a little bit of a halfway restoration on it. I don't know, it's got a lot of problems that need to be fixed. Don't necessarily want to restore it, I just got to do a lot of work to it. To start off with, I've never liked the front tires that's on it because they don't match. They're, one side is a 600 16 and the other is a 650 16. So as I'm getting my truck inspected this morning, I'm walking around looking at all the tires in this guy's place, and he had these sitting over on the side beside a tire changer. I mean, they're used obviously, but they're like brand new. The ripples is wore off, and that's about it. Now these are 750 16s, and I've seen a lot of these guys around here local that have these 4000 SUs with a 750 16 on it, and I've always wanted that on the front of mine just because I think they look good. I like the looks of the bigger tire up front. But anyways, I asked him what he was going to do with them. He said he pulled them off a guy's tractor. They just so happened wanted new tires. I said, well, what are you going to do with them? He said, I'll sell them to you if you want them. $20. I was like, $20 a piece? He said, no, $20 for both of them. I said, heck yeah, I'll take them. So I brought them home with me just to kind of check them out and see if I thought they'd fit. Here's the tractor. This was my grandpa's old tractor. This tractor's got a really funny story about it. I'm not going to tell you today because it'll take up a lot of time to tell you this story. But as we get to working on it, you'll find out. Anyways, here she is. The old 4000 SU. I think she's somewhere around a 72, 73, 74 model. I'm not 100% sure. We've already, in the past, put a new injection pump on it and a new starter, all new battery cables. We got this thing cranking good. But here's these little tires. And the tires on it ain't bad, but they are dry rotted pretty good. And this one is the 650. The other side is the 600. But now this axle seal on this tire, on this wheel, is leaking pretty bad. I mean, you can fill it up and it runs out if you've got it parked on the hillside. If you can see up in there, you see how I just got done pressure washing this thing, so it's actually a little bit cleaner, but it's still pretty dirty. That's my first project. That's going to be a big project. Now I'm looking. This side here is just a little damp up in there. So once we get to taking things apart, we'll look at it and see just how hard it is to do the other side, and we may fix that side as well. But this side here, it leaks bad. Like I said, if you leave it parked on the hillside where that side's sitting downhill, it actually runs down the wheel on the inside. It's like, you know, and I'm getting ready to do a service on it. That's the first thing we're going to do. It's not going to be today either. I'm just kind of showing you what's going on. I am getting ready to take these front two wheels off. I was going to put them on myself, But I've got to work for the next 3 days, and I'm just going to run them back by the same tire shop, let him put them on. He'll go ahead and put the tubes in them and everything, and I'll bring them back here and fill them up with antifreeze and water. But anyways, this is our 4000. I love these old Ford tractors. You see a lot of John Deere tractors on our farm. That's about all you see. We got a few other brands, but these old Ford tractors are my favorite. I wish that they still made these tractors. This is the only tractor I would consider buying if they still made these brand new. But I'm gonna show you today. We're gonna take these 2 front tires off, or take the 2 front wheels off, and we'll get it jacked up, and we'll load these up into the bed of the truck. And like I said, I'm just going to give you a walk around of what's getting ready to start happening here on the channel. It's still wintertime here. This tractor here is used mainly as just a hay raking tractor, and just little odds and ends stuff. You see right now it's got a hay sprayer on it. I've been feeding with it. It's not used a lot, but it was my grandpa's old tractor. I want to get it back right, and I've even considered selling it, but I just can't do it. I just can't bring myself to do it. So if I'm gonna keep it, I'm gonna make it right. And now it's gonna take a lot of work. The first thing is this axle seal. The second thing is that bushing up in there that this front axle pivots on. It's wore out bad. So that's gonna be the next thing. And eventually she's gonna have to have a clutch in her. But now this, like I said, was my grandpa's tractor. Like I told you, it has an extremely funny story behind it that I might as well go ahead and tell you today. So just excuse me, I'm probably going to get to rambling. But like I said, this tractor has been mine now for at least 10 years. And I've been using it, and I've been piddling at it along the way. But I'm finally now in the mindset that I'm going to fix it. I'm going to get this thing right. So kind of going to bring you along on that with me. That's going to be one of the things going on our channel for a while. Now this is not going to be an overnight project. You'll see it today. You'll see it when we bring the front tires back and put on there, and then once my dad gets some stuff out of his garage, that's where we're going to tear this tractor apart at. And so I don't know what kind of time frame we're going to be looking at. I mean, I'm hoping to have these 2 major jobs here done, the rear axle seal and the front pivot bushing on the axle up there. I'm hoping to have that stuff done before hay season. If I don't, it's okay. We've got more tractors here to use, but that's my goal. Whether I meet that goal or not, who knows? I got 500,000 things going on around here. The last thing I need to do is start working on a tractor, but that's what I'm going to do. So anyways, we're going to get this thing jacked up, get these front tires off, and just thought I'd take you along with me. And now I don't recommend you jacking a tractor up like I've got right here. I've just got a little bottle jack sitting on some blocks of wood, but it's what I've got up here at my house, and I don't plan on getting underneath this tractor, so I think it'll be okay. I do have a block of wood under the back to scotch it just in case. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Probably can't, but there's so much play in that front axle bushing that as I'm jacking up, the tractor's going off the ground. I mean, the tractor itself's lifting up, but the axle's actually just slowly easing down. It hadn't even started to come off. That other tire over there on the other side's just lifting off the ground. So it really needs to be fixed bad. If not, it's probably going to break out from under me one day. We're up good enough to get these things off of there. Let me get my impact. So y'all, this is my DeWalt impact, and it sounds like the battery's dead. No, it's just on low range, I'm sorry. But if you haven't got one of these, I recommend it. This thing is awesome. But I know a lot of guys are Milwaukee fans, and I feel like they're probably good too. Got a 13/16. We're going to zip these tires off real quick. This thing here is amazing. I've pulled bolts off with this that air wrenches wouldn't even pull off. So we've got that one broke loose. It's off. I'll stick these lugs back on the front here just so we don't lose them in the dirt. It's a good tip if you're ever working on anything. Make sure you either put your bolts and nuts back up in a good secure location or get you a little organizer and put everything in while you're working on it. That'll make your life a whole lot easier when you go to putting it back together. Now this side is the 616. It's a little bit smaller and it is wore out. It's pretty slick. Both of these tires do leak down, but it takes them a while. So we're going to get us some new tubes, put in those others, and hopefully we'll be good to go. Both of these things are pretty heavy. They're full of water. If you're watching this and you don't understand what I meant when I said that these things are heavy and full of water and that I'm going to refill these new ones with antifreeze, what you do when you got these tractors, you load the tires down to give them extra weight. And I really like to load the front ones because that gives you some extra weight on the front. So if you got something heavy on the back, your front end's not trying to pick up all the time. And you fill the rear tires up, and that gives you extra traction when you're trying to pull. Because it don't matter how much horsepower you got, if you can't get that traction to the ground, it don't do you no good. So, see if we can wiggle this. Try to show you just how bad this thing's wore out. I can't really do it, I don't think. But anyways, right up in there is the bushing I'm talking about that's wore out. And I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I can see right up in front of my finger there's a gap where it's wore. And that's not supposed to be like that. But anyways, that's about it. Like I said, I'm just kind of giving you a heads up on what you're going to be seeing here before long. And we'll constantly be doing something to this tractor until we get it like we want it. Who knows? It could become a full-blown restoration. However, I don't see it being that way just yet. I just simply don't have time to do that. But I am going to get this old girl fixed to where she's back in decent shape. Now, this one has wet lines on the back of it here. Then you got it's got stabilizer bars. I wish that it had chains or something else on it, but it's got stabilizer bars. Now, just to kind of show you how bad it is wore out, watch this 3-point hitch as I pick up on it. If I can do it. Look at that. Look at the play and all of those bushings and fittings. That's not supposed to be like that. So if you're buying a used tractor and you pick up on the 3-point lift and it does that, most likely that tractor's been used pretty good. But like I said, this one was my grandpa's. I gotta get it fixed up. I just remembered I never did tell you the story. I get so sidetracked. What is wrong with me? But the story is on this tractor, My grandpa used to deal with a local farm equipment dealer here. We actually call it the Pine Hall Mall. When you go into the place, there's a sign up that says Pine Hall Mall. But it's an old tractor dealer. The older fella run it. And my grandpa dealt with him a lot. Well, Grandpa had this tractor. And he decided he was going to trade it in. And I know this sounds kind of crazy, but you just had to know my grandpa. The back tires on it were slick as crap. They were slick. And he decides he's going to trade it in because he wasn't paying that much for new tires for the back. So, plus it had, like I said, other things wrong with it. But the tires were slick, and he wasn't going to do it. He goes down there and looks. They've got a 4000 Ford, the big 4000 Ford, the full-size one, with brand new tires all the way around. It looked good. He trades for it. He kept it probably 5 or 6 years. Anyways, I can't remember what it was. Something about the tractor wasn't quite right. The lift never did work right or something. So he goes back down there. Well, there sat this tractor. The tractor he already owned. there it sat. It was painted up pretty. Had brand new tires all the way around on it. He said, that's the tractor. That's the one I want. That's what I want. He liked these 4000 SUs. So he brings it home, and my dad sits there and they have an argument in the driveway. He's saying, this is the tractor you used to own. He said, no, it ain't neither. He said, yes, it is. This is the one you used to own. And he said, no, it ain't neither. He was just getting as mad as he could be. Well, Daddy said, well, let me prove to you. All right. When he owned this tractor the first time, Grandpa's the kind of fella that didn't fix anything, and he would roll it off. He left it sitting on a hill everywhere he went, and he would roll it off to crank it. The starter, the battery, and all that, none of that ever worked. All right, long story short, he rolls it off one day. He's off the side of it pushing it, and the tractor gets away from him before he can jump on it to crank it. Well, it runs down and hits a tree, and it knocked this whole front clip right here, knocked all this back. And if you can see, right there, there's a metal piece my dad welded back in there to hold all this back. And there's one on the other side. Right there. All of that my dad put on there. That's not an original piece to this tractor. So Daddy says, come around here, let me show you. It's your tractor. It's your old tractor. He shows him that piece right there. Oh my God. My grandpa cussed. I can't say the kind of things he said on this channel. But he cussed and he cussed and he cussed. And so, you know, he didn't want this tractor back because it had issues too. He didn't want it back. But he fell in love with it because it was a pretty paint job and it had brand new tires on it. So this was the last tractor my grandpa owned. He kept it and he used it. And this was it. This was the last one he owned. And that's part of the reason I can't get rid of it. I think that's an hilarious story. You know, you don't hear stuff like that very often. And, you know, even if something major was wrong with this tractor, I'd still hold on to it just for that reason right there. My grandpa's gone now, and I thought the world of that man. So if I can hold on to something like that to keep his memory alive, I'm going to. But anyways, that's one reason I want to kind of get this thing fixed up. I think it's going to be a fun project. It's going to be kind of hard and difficult, but it's going to be fun. And we're going to try to get it back right just for Grandpa. So if y'all want to watch and follow along with us, hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that notification bell because we'll be posting new videos up on it, and I'd hate for you to miss one. So anyways, like I said, if you like this video, hit that like button and make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up with what's going on with the old Ford here. And as always, thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.